Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How is it going? We've got a 2v2 tournament coming up today here for Halo Wars 2. And it's an amateur league, but it's also our last one. So enjoy it while you can. You still have it for today, but unfortunately we are having a lot of troubles with getting interest for these, right? Like the players just don't sign up really. We've had some lateness today, which is why we're starting like 40 minutes, almost 50 minutes late. Jesus Christ. We've got the bracket here for you, so at least you'll catch some of it. Autismos is already top 3 by default because we had the no-show, like I said. We've had Uwu versus Concloop, which I missed because I was going to cast the semifinals, but that didn't happen. Great. Smirking Dog versus Concloop is coming up in a moment. I've got them all in the lobby. That's a best of 3 in the winner semis. And then Autismos is waiting for the victor. I'm not going to be doing the loser semis, but we'll do the losers finals and the grand finals. So 4 series to be cast here today. And let me just get the ban information, because there are bans in 2v2s, but there's no mutually exclusive picks, so you might get some... okay, we got a cutter ban. You might get some mirror matches. There's going to be Rift today. And they're both banning cutter? Okay, they're both banning cutter. What? They're global. So I'm letting them know that's that's not how it works. You don't need to ban cutter again. Okay. Anders is getting also banned, so you're not gonna see those guys in this. That's fine. Let me just address that real quick. So, Smirking Dog banned Cutter. Concloop banned Anders. Okay, that should be reflected now. So, available leaders here. Of course, everything else is available, but these are global bans. Good to see so many of you in the chat. Yoki already dropping the 5 quid. Thanks very much for that, sir. Man, the guy just shows up and immediately fixes 10% off the budget. That's something. We were canceling the amateur leagues for the future. This is the last one. So we were still gonna do what we've announced, right? And this was still on the schedule. So in the future, you would sign up on our website, but to the Rising Star League. Anyways, we're gonna be loading into Rift. I'm not gonna play the cinematic at this point because I have too little time, I think. But that's okay. I've got the team colors wrong anyhow. What? Yeah, I did have them wrong. But fortunately, we have a longish loading time. Oh my goodness, the colors are so difficult to handle in this tool. But I'm figuring it out. Need to set the... I should have played the cinematic, honestly. It's fine. We're gonna do this. No worries, guys. We figured it out. We figured it out eventually. I should have replayed the cinematic. Oh, anyway, let's hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 2v2 amateur league here for Halo Wars 2. In the blue color, this is Concretol, we'll refer to him as. And we've got his buddy, Vulcan Loop. Together, they're Concloop, and they're playing as Forge and Colony, and the flags are wrong. Great. On the other side of the map, we've got Doggy And we've got Smirk. Together they're Smirking Dog. And they're playing as Shipmaster and Arbiter. Now I'll throw in the follow cam and fix those flags, yeah? I do apologize. They seem to be working on the team level here. I'm not sure what has happened. Why does Conquitol get the Canada flag? That doesn't right. Yeah, this is good. Okay, the Amateur League is all about the newer players, the lower level players getting a tryout here basically for our tournament system. You know, there's not a lot of interest in this, unfortunately, as it has turned out recently. And so what we're going to be doing is we'll basically be cutting them out a little bit going forward. Focus a little bit more on Pro League and Rising Star, of course. We've tried to do everything this year, right? So we did all the free skill levels, Pro, Rising Star, and Amateur. And we've done 1v1 and 2v2 for each format. And I think it's just too much. We're spreading ourselves too thin, unfortunately. Good suicide grunt used there by Smirk, by the way. This mini-base deal is an absolute pain in the butt for Team Blue. But what does amateur mean? Where do we classify that? Free MMR is about the limit. So we basically look at the players' profiles, and if they're much over free MMR, we don't let them in. Now today we made an exception and allowed some people in at like 3.3 or something like that. That's alright. You can check yourself at halowarshub.com. Of course, if you want to join our tournaments, that's meta-place.com. I think for that, and our schedule should be in the description. If you find this later, just search around on the home pages. Because we typically pin the tournaments there. Next one is going to be a pro tournament. Smirk with the second generator has another raid camp back home for defense. Doggy has the double mini, so that's going to be great for spamming ghosts. Already got a good amount here. If you keep using them intelligently, you can definitely chip away at the choppers and just keep coming back every now and then. But 6 grenade marines aren't that scary, really. It's the combination of the two armies here that's too much. So I don't like the ghost actually going into this. Now, unless we're going to get, of course, a stasis mine explosion on the whole group. But that didn't happen. The ghosts do have to retreat. Whose amateur seems to get views, certainly not on Twitch. So the big problem with not getting views is that the sponsorships we get are tied to Twitch view count, right? And if there's, I think in the last amateur league there were 30 average viewers, so that means that our rates are basically getting slashed in half compared to Pro League, which is not great. So that means that we're ending up not being able to pay for Pro League with sponsorships because this tournament slashes our rates. So it's just not economical from our side. And we don't get enough signups. That's the other thing. And the players that do sign up, they're over the limit, so I have to remove them manually. Appreciate the questions in the chat, of course. Yeah, we've got to move them up to Rising Star. They can still play there. There's no reason they couldn't. Unless they don't want to. That's another story. Good to see everyone expanding, by the way, roughly on time. And hitting tier 2 as well. Hunter Capitanos coming out. We're going to have a little bit of Marauder support. Marauders are a little bit underrated of a unit, actually. bombast didn't end up landing very well, but still, so many Marines do end up thinning out the ghost count significantly. I think Conqueror is gonna get that base up after all. No worries. Tier 2 upgrades coming through there as well for Doggy. Yeah, everyone's pretty well set up. Smirk should absolutely populate that base with buildings real quick. Freaking Enforcer sniping the mini, that's not bad. Ghost managed to dodge some of the grenades, but there's just so many, it's difficult to get it all done, and combat tech makes it just a solid group against scout play. Now, especially if they get the Forgehawk to support and Nightingales, that would be even better. We got a very sneaky Mexican generator out here by Loop, but I'm a little bit worried for it because you're playing against an Arbiter, and at some point there's going to be an Enforcer drop to take that kind of stuff out. Now, of course, on the other side there's a Goliath drop, so, you know, that same kind of potential exists here. But the base for now is defended. Unless, of course, the Capitano can take it out. It's a good idea to get him into the garrison as well, if you can, but easier said than done when there's so many units here to protect. Got a very early heal. It will keep the Marauder alive. For now, it looks like Capitano is strong enough to just survive off of the siphoning. The biggest problem is this is done alone, right? But on the other side, Conqueror is attacking Smirk's base and he's doing great. I think he might actually take this out. There's plenty of Hellbringers here. I would love to see Dispersion nozzles upgraded for them actually, but there's just so many Marines. It's too many Marines, I would say. Forgehawk is coming out. Maybe we'll see some Kodiaks or Warthogs. And Smirk was just completely out of position. He needed to worry about his own base, honestly. Doggy was gonna get the shield up anyhow. The Capitano is rather slow. Plus engineer support typically keeps these bases up anyway, right? So it was just unfortunate for Smirk that he didn't have that covered on his side with engineers. Anyway, he's gonna be shielding up the main, but what now? Dislodging the Capitano from the garrison is gonna be some difficult work. Oh, the Kodiak's on the high ground. That's smart. Yeah. Nobody can really shoot it. Well, the engineers can spot and then the hunters can shoot, but there's only one hunter, so it will really take some time. Barely does any damage. Looks like the Marines got plasma bolted a little bit, but they managed. They survive. A little bit anyway. Bombs landing, but there's very few units to actually hit. Looks like the Forgehawk will be destroyed if it's not moved. Gotta do a little bit of pullback micro there. There are a significant amount of engineers here, so this is not going to go down anytime soon. The elites rather are sniping the Marines pretty good. Another Goliath drop, but right into the Rangers. This is not going to work. You just have to, you know, celebrate the fact that the Capitano is 1 star, and I bet he'll keep going too. But of course, Steve over there has something to say about all these vehicles. It'll be very difficult to take out. On the other hand, I don't think Chad is strong enough to take out the Capitano from the garrison whatsoever. So Team Blue should be able to just keep pumping and pretty much do whatever they want. We should also see perhaps a Vulture transition here from Conqueror. Maybe a few more Kodiaks wouldn't be the worst idea. These are finally going to be overwhelmed. Looks like Smirk is coming in with the Banshees of all things. Ready to go tier 3 as well. Has the base rebuilt, as it hasn't been kept down by Conqueror. Locust? What? What are you doing here? That's odd. Alright, let's see if that's enough units now to deal with Capitano. There's engineers as well, so it won't be easy. In fact, the health bar isn't even moving. That's crazy, dude. Okay, everyone go in tier 3, yeah? Loop has it. Conqueror has it. Smirk didn't click. I think he's upgrade. He's making some rangers and hunters and stuff. But meanwhile, there's already a lot of Wraiths coming. It's a 2-star Capitano. Capitano never die. Pretty sure that's how it works. Got a Reaver in there too, so eventually that will take out the engineers. Especially if Loop ends up calling in the big drop. It really looks like it's settled. Nothing can kill the captain. Guys, I think we have a game. The Bombas are dropping in. Also, Smirk and Doggy just getting absolutely overwhelmed. Even the Spirit got destroyed from the drop. Unicorns managed to make it out, but the heat-seeking missiles find them. And we've got Grizzlies. Okay. The base-breaking potential is through the roof here. It might not be Vultures, but it's close enough. The switch will be happening also. But Conqueror just doesn't have quite enough production, in my opinion. You would need at least 2 air pads to really make this happen. But maybe he can steal the base and put it there. Displacement buys some time. But, I mean, the guys can just walk back up, it's fine. We're just playing for time at this point. This game has been put away with the destruction of that base with this massive, massive tank army. Just main it down. Yep. Well done, Team Blue. GG. Well played. That was not the grand finals, by the way. I had the tax wrong the whole time. I'm glad nobody told me about it, but it's just the winner semis. Alright. We'll have it for next time. Nobody told me anything. I'm sure everybody will be alright. Okay, Team Red will be picking their next map. And then we'll hang out wherever they choose. Okay, next map is going to be Fissures. Let's hit it. Welcome to Fishers for game number 2. We've got Crocodile in the blue and his buddy Loop in the teal. What the hell is that extractor first business? That is risky. Crocodile is not Italian, by the way, but still getting the flag for some reason. I think I know why. Okay, that should be fixed now. On the other side, we've got Doggy and we've got Smirk. There's also some fighting in the middle. This team is... Whoa. Why are we getting these guys again? But it's fixed now. Confirmation. And we've got Smirking Dog as Jerome and Voridus. So Voridus is going to be very interesting here with the middle mini-base situation. The Amateur League does allow for combat spoils to happen, but it's not being used by Smirk. He's dropping in the Warrior's Goo Mine instead. And there is some free power to pick up. Looks like Conqueror will be finding it. Has a Jackrabbit as well, interestingly. It's usually just a double Marine opener for UNSC here. That's also an extremely early armory. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan because he won't have the supplies to actually make both the hero and the last building. So I'm really not sure what happened here. Could have been the last building, and it would line up nicely. As for Loop, there's gonna be Pavium early on. Oh, I know what this is. Conqueror spoke to me about this. I think he believes that the Johnson Pavium bunker rush with the 2 heroes is actually going to be advantageous in the Amateur League because people aren't just... they're just not going to expect it, right? And they might not have the numbers to actually take it out. But it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit inefficient. You could have more units if the hero was the last thing you make in this base. Either way, it's going to be out. There's going to be some Marines with it. There's gonna be money for the bunker. It might work. But it really depends on how the other team reacts. They're gonna have a Commander Jerome. They're gonna have engineers. Well, infused engineers anyway. The situation is gonna be made a little bit more complicated with all those things. And they have both of the middle minis. So what are they actually going to rush with this? Is it gonna be the middle minis? It's gonna be brutes as well. They can technically use that to stun the units within. And then you make suicide grunts that also stuns them. We have Paviums coming up. And that should keep the bunker alive for a long, long time. But who knows, maybe these guys are cooking. I sure know the neighbor is because the extractor fan actually brings it across to my place. If it smells good, it must be onions. That's the other rule. If it smells bad, it's probably some kind of meat product that I don't like. Usually lamb. Can't stand it. Yeah, definitely onions. Anyways, Smirk might be losing that mini, but meanwhile, the main is under attack. The infused engineer will be helping the brute, so a single grunt most certainly isn't taking that out, but the engineer is another story. That is, however, an unupgraded extractor, and I don't like the positioning of it, to be honest, because it's not going to be hit by burnouts, whereas those harvesters are. So if you swap out that harvester that I'm hovering over right now, I think that's a better result, because then you can burn out the front ones. Although long term, it is better if you can do these rear ones anyway. So the way you can do that is you make this one an extractor as well, and then you can have 5 extractors in the back later for massive burnouts. Anyways, the bunker rush has semi-succeeded, but now the heroes are potentially going to get taken down. There's a heal beacon, which could of course be destroyed fairly easily. Highly recommend doing that when you can. But for now, the 2 heroes stay up, and the bunker actually will be protecting the power node for now. The guys can capture this one too, and then blue team has an advantage already. But Smirk is going tier 2. Doggy is getting his second generator. And we've got side base for both players. See if they can hold it. There's gonna be a Vorageous hero. It might be a little bit easier. But I think that's a little ways off. Doggy is pumping the Bringers of Hell. And if they're buffed by Jerome's aura, they're actually no joke for sure. And your units are just 15% better. That's insane. Grenadier will clean up the grunts, no doubt. But with Team Blue capturing the middle minis, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, you know, Kokotov will still need this side base. That's for sure. Like, that needs to happen. He's very, very slow to it. He has the resources right now. So, I guess we could see a third generator and, like, an upgrade building for the hero. Those would be good moves. But you can still get a base. Nonetheless, it's just gonna be a pad. We're not spending our resources there. We are gonna get the forward garage, so I guess we are gonna spend the resources eventually. It's just, you know, more resources, more better. The bunker is still getting some work done. And I'm not sure the other team knows about Suicide Grunt stunning. Well, we got mobile bunkers as well. The limousine has arrived. Pavium can get in whenever he likes. It's a good idea to stick snipers into this, actually. But Hellbringers would do. I think that would be fine. 2 limousines now. Or more Mastodons getting produced by Doggy. But it's really important they hold this base. There's no engineer bubbles with Warriors, so it's a little bit harder than with some. Mine seems to be ready to detonate there. Takes the infantry down, but never the limousines. Those are OP. I will have you know. Okay, Smirk holds. I'm not sure if he did a fortification upgrade there, by the way. Oh my god. They're healing the limousines. Limousine never die. But limousine also never kill by itself. You need some filling. Add some sauce to your limousines. Well, the base has been bought on the other side. That's good. Doggy has a ridiculous amount of Mastodons. If there were some Cyclopes in there, that could be pretty useful. Yes, indeed, that's a correct plural. Cyclopes. More bunkerinos. Or limousines or Mastodons better. Definitely limousines, because they have the healing, the life leeching beam. So even by themselves, they are actually a little bit threatening. Mastodons have a joke of an MG on them. It's not very effective at all. Plus, engineers make this a whole lot better too. Smirk has resigned. He can't hold it. You see, with the reverse, the engineers just weren't going to happen anymore, and they're going to give up. It's fair enough. I mean, there was really no way to hold that base, as far as I'm concerned. Plus, with the 10-minute mark coming up, Lich might be in play. I definitely think Team Blue has deserved this little victory for themselves. It's just the best of 3, so it's already over. But we are a double elimination format here. So Team Smirking Dog has a second shot through the losers round. Definitely limousines are the better ones though, guys. I mean, just look how healthy they are as well. That and the tier 2 banished army is arguably a little bit stronger with the counter units. Fabium also has more economy, so you can make more. But that's a really solid 2-0. Congrats to Team Conclube. Well done. So next up, we've got Team Autismos waiting in the winners finals. They're going to be going up against Team Conclube. Just setting up the team names here. And we can kick this off right away. So just having to explain to the no-show team that not showing up indeed means you can't play. We've got the loser semifinals ready to go between Smirking Dog and Team Uwu. Go for it. You just named it that so that I say Uwu, right? Nice. We've got the winners finals. Also best of 3 between Conclube and Autismos, and then the losers finals, grand finals. Plenty of rounds here left. These are going to be simultaneous matches. Let's get it. Just need to send out some invites. By the way, that wasn't a resignation, that was a disconnect there. But still, it doesn't change the situation. Like, that was a very rough base to try and hold. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Like, Base joined the Discord 14, sorry, was it 14? Something like that, minutes late. Yeah, 13 minutes late. So we already had started to send out the, you know, warnings and the point penalties. And then I wasn't actually informed he was there. Like half an hour later, he says, "By the way, I've been waiting." There's not much I can do about it, guys. You gotta be there ahead of time, not late. And if you are late, then you need to tell us. Otherwise, we can't help you. I'm not sure where Team Europe is here. Okay, we got the invite. We're fine, we're fine. We'll be in there. Hopefully we'll see more limousines, right? That's all what this is about. Yeah, Charlie's coming as well. Wonderful. Hope to get this underway quickly. Let's get the ban information. And we can go. By the way, guys, next week I'll post the thing for it tomorrow, the signups, but next week there's gonna be a 1v1 pro tournament. And then the week after, 2v2 pro. And then Rising Star 1v1, Rising Star 2v2. Then probably a week off, and we'll go ahead with the next season announcement already after that. Although that one's gonna be a little bit smaller because we're having problems getting sponsors these days. So maybe there will be like a 2 or 3 week break. Okay, Charlie has joined. We should be good to go momentarily. Just need the ban information. Okay, Krat is asking about map rules. They get the map pick, and then both teams need to ban a leader. Thrasher's here as well. When is Thrasher gonna join a tournament? That's the real question. Is next week's Pro League, for example? Seems fitting. Oh, guys, they're not reading the rules. I'm dying here. I am dying. Domination? We're doing deathmatch. I'd love to do domination if it wasn't like stupid starting conditions though. Hey, we're gonna go to Bedrock. That's gonna be our first map, so I'll take you guys. Ladies and gents, welcome to our winners finals for the Amateur League, which is 2v2. Let's fix that text up as well. We've got Kraut in the blue color and in the teal, his buddy Fluffy, also known as Charlie. They're Autismos, playing as those guys. On the other side, we've got in the red and the yellow Conquertol and Loop. They're playing as Cutter and Yap Yap. I usually don't see the Atriox pick on this map, but it's not bad by any means. I mean, especially if you end up going for some kind of tier 2 business with brutes. Because those brutes can poop out the mines, as you guys know. Now, having plasma mines as well in the middle of the map can be surprising every now and then, but when you have a cutter, you also expect snipers. It should be detectable, it shouldn't be the necessarily go-to play. But Atriox has options available, like trying to steal a base with fortifications level 2, so maybe that is what we will see here from Kraut. I'm excited either way. No mini base picks early on, so this is going to be some kind of... Oh, not a second generator build. It is a hero build. Hey, EOD just raided us as well. Thank you, EOD. Double barracks. Fluffy is taking it seriously. Are they just gonna rush? They're getting all the minis stolen, so I guess it might be just to clean that out, but it's a bit of an overreaction if it's that. It could be, however, saying that, you guys are spending way too much on this. Let's go and kill you at your base. Hellbringers are not the best tool for that, I'll say. Brutes would be ideal, so the UNSC player is definitely looking to clean up, in my opinion. The units are rallying there. They're not going to take any big risks. And Yap Yap has a pretty easy time stealing minis like that too. If you just don't make a chopper, instead just spam your cannon fodders to do everything, then you get a lot of extra resources, but that's not the case actually. This was done off of a chopper, which is all the more impressive that all the buildings still got done at a good time. But there's no aggression coming from this. Obviously, this is going to be absolutely flooded with Hellbringers. So the minis are eventually going to get burned down. It was just not worth committing more. There was also going to be a hero anyway. Did I mention I don't like stealing minis here? People always try, especially in the lower leagues, but in my opinion, it's just not productive. Like, unless you manage to mine the units that come to clean you up, it's just usually not worth it, guys. You're gonna get overwhelmed by 2 players flooding stuff at you. You'll maybe have 2 minis yourself. And the other guys are starting their production earlier because A, they've already had their main base, and maybe they're gonna have a hero too while you are building maybe a raid camp or barracks on your mini. It can't keep up with the numbers. It's physically not possible. It's a lot of snipers on the high ground. I like it. Great idea to protect them as well with mines. And with that, the Chosen has to retreat. Plenty of other units as well here to support this business. I like the heavy mine usage. Oh, the Chosen must leave. This isn't working. Maybe some engineers will be necessary, but even that wouldn't be enough. We got methane wagons. And Yap Yap and Cutter generally synergize super nicely here, by the way. Reason being that, A, Cutter has great drops and mobile infantry, so you can attack across a large map easily. You've got your snipers, obviously, for early support. Yap Yap has methane, which buffs grunts and debuffs all enemies, including buildings, so it's really useful for drop support. And both players having drops for aggression. When you have such a big map, it's just always nice because you get to hit enemy bases while you're out of position and stuff like that, or an army that's too weak and you can overwhelm it suddenly. So, the thing about Sniper Wars is that snipers can two-shot each other respectively. If you manage to do that micro, you can be highly efficient with that. But it seems that Team Blue just has more snipers at this point, but they're gonna get beamed. It's not going to the snipers just yet. Those are gonna be the choppers getting beamed. It's a really good beam, actually. Good job. Mr. Concretol is not fighting, however. That's not so great. Meanwhile, these snipers have been chipping away at the infantry. But what we do have is an ODST drop down here. Looks like they'll be able to destroy the extractor, and actually just took out the chopper too. More of them are coming with the heal. I guess it might stay up, especially once the Chosen arrives. So that is looking pretty good after all. Got a counterattack on the other side. But it's not quite committed. You know, maybe Charlie will commit. We'll see. Either way, the ODSTs get taken down and the generator stays up as predicted. We've got a second base coming up for Kraut as well, who can afford it no problem. You know, with an ODST drop, I don't think these grunts would be that scary. There's plenty of snipers here to handle the situation. Should be fine. The SC Satchel's actually cleaning up a little bit, but the Teal army is getting very exposed, but the Yappers are running right into the mines. They're going right back into the plasma as well, and the Chosen cleaning up. Oh my goodness, they just got absolutely annihilated. Why did they go out there? Oh no. Yeah, Loop just got destroyed. I think he'll pay for this with the base. Every single unit that comes out of here is going to be a serious job. Oh, that was a great archer missile. Didn't quite finish off the units, however. So defensive Yap Yap drop. Usually you want to be on the offense with that. I'll give him what type of units those are. The Chosen should be able to solo this, by the way. He's just a Giga Chad. He's upgraded to the tier 2 variant with the Scorch. Supported by snipers. Has a star on him as well. So all that kind of stuff really adds up. And this infantry is going to get beamed. There's no split. Oh, the Spartan does manage to jump out for a sec, but the Chosen's still going to kill it. Plus, he gets clipped by the beam again. Well, Chosen plus Engineer. This might actually work out. Especially once the Sniper is down. ODST drop is here for Concretol. He might be able to pull this back if he has the resources, but he didn't. And the Spartan will be biting the dust because of that. Not worth it to drop in the ODSTs anymore. They wouldn't be able to get the job done. So the assault does continue. And with Concretol not having a second base, his economy isn't going to get any better. I think he just dropped in the ODST somewhere, no? No, he's just making units. Well, in that case, well, Loop is probably just gonna get overwhelmed. 2 stars on the Chosen. He does split away in the correct direction. The Marines and Snipers are gonna get the beam, but that's okay. Looks like people are managing to survive, more or less. Game doesn't quite end here, but if Charlie manages to get to the big drop, it might just all be over. However, he's spending a lot of money right now on Nightingale business. I don't really love that too much. I think just having the new units out would be better than supporting some Marines, you know? Like, drop a tank on those snipers and ODSCs, they're gonna disappear. That's just how it is. Okay, Chosen's trying to save himself, but it's a little bit too hard. There's no teleport! Where's the teleport? There isn't one. He's dead. But the ODSCs get called in, and they're gonna change absolutely everything. The snipers aren't good against ODSCs, actually, because they take a lot of damage in retaliation. Plus, there's engineers, marauders, rangers. That's gonna overwhelm their numbers again. Spartans down too, and this time they've got significant base damage. They can go kill whatever they want. They'll find out there's no base here. Yellow is probably the right target here, even though there's gonna be a shield. Crowd is somehow tier 3, and the Aatrox Chosen will also somehow return. And the ODSC satchels will get rid of that base for sure. This is also too much firepower for that Spartan to just steal a Marauder like that. I don't think he can do it. No, he did it. It's crazy. But once he's dislodged from this, he'll go down, I'm sure. Yap Yap drop coming through as well. Hey guys, don't forget to kill the Spartan. Got no health behind this. Oh my god, he gets away. That's crazy. Oh, but the plasma mines. Oh, we're walking into it again. Ouch. It's another Yap Yap drop wasted, unfortunately. Team Blue just has more experience. It's very visible here. And a big drop will be possible for Cutter once a few units get lost. That's Charlie's Cutter, I mean. And with Conqueror not having a second base, this is game over, ladies and gents. Team Autismos is victorious in this one, but it's a best of 3. There's more shots to be had. Our next map will be decided by Team Conclube. Let's see what they come up with. Just waiting for that decision. And I don't think we've got a score between Smirking Dog and Team Uwu. They were setting up, however. So that's good. They've also got the best of 3 over there. After this game, I'll have a short break. And then we'll have 2 more series for you guys, of course. But not this game, this series. I'll do this series, obviously, first. Still waiting for that map decision. Someone's typing, it's happening, I think. Okay, it's gonna be Fishers. They're probably gonna try the bunker business again. I mean, that was pretty fun, but I'm not sure these guys are gonna fall for it. It's gonna be interesting. Crowd might have to leave for 10 minutes at some point. It's fine. We'll allow it. I hope it's not in the middle of a match. Fishers. Ladies and gents, welcome to Fishers for game number 2. Route in the blue color is playing as Forge, and we've got Fluffy, also known as Charlie, playing as Johnny. There they are. On the other side, in the red color, we've got Concretol, and we've also got in the yellow a Loop. They're playing as Johnson and Javium, so they're trying to pull off that bunker rush shenanigans once again. At least together with the two heroes. Doesn't have to be a rush, as long as it's just pressuring the middle, it's good enough. Then you just keep bunker crawling. Both heroes can heal the bunker, so keeping it alive should be no problem. And with 5 Marines in the middle, it doesn't really matter if the other guy has a chopper. Unless they bring all their units to the middle to fight, they're not gonna have it. So a quick victory here for UNSC spammers. And we've got some easy power nodes to take right after. Crowd isn't hurrying up too much with a hero, unlike the others, as the Forge Hog might just not be the best of options. It also doesn't look like Concretol is hurrying up too much. He's lost access to power, so it's not that easy at this point to make a hero, in fact. What? Oh, he can't actually afford a hero building because he didn't have the generator upgrade. Right. You guys see, it sometimes doesn't show whether it's upgrading or not, so I was confused. But he in fact didn't have that running already. That's the result of not picking up any of the middle power. You really have to contest that stuff. The 2 big barrels makes such a large difference. Like, if you're the guys that manage to take them all, not only are you going to get your hero out, but you can probably also add in a barracks or upgrade another pad. Oh, that is a pretty big deal, I'd say. It makes a huge difference long term. Well, Team Red is doing a little bit better. It's taking power nodes. They're a little bit ahead there. And Johnny's coming. But there's no middle mini. If these guys can start pumping there as well, it'll make a pretty big difference. Fluffy's a little bit low on resources, so we need to see him as soon as possible swap this armory for a pad. As soon as possible, sir. Because you're broke on 1.5 pads. Oh god, you certainly can't support double barracks. Please, sir. Maybe have some more. Oh no. Oh, well, the Bunkers Rush is already working on it. Massive amounts of healing is coming through. Copious amounts indeed. The beacon gets sniped. Whether Gondor calls for aid or not. Still, Reds have more healing there. But the blue bunker has support from more units. Just about. The Hellbringers inside are cooking the infantry. So that's looking actually pretty good. Crowd's able to constantly spam here. See if the Forge Hawk can make a difference in the long term. Seems like they're having difficulties. Yay, we got a pad. Crowd's already on the second upgraded generator. So that's looking good. There's just not enough damage here to take that thing out. It's a super bunker. Of course, then you support it with limousines in tier 2, which is coming. There are 2 upgraded extractors. Once again, it's not placed in a way that it supports 5 buildings in the back for burnout, with the generators included, but it will do. You really prioritize your double, your double burnout early on pads. And you can build like this, but it better be worth it. I think just the long-term benefits of the power are way outweighing it. And don't forget, a generator is generating way more income than a single pad does usually. Well, they're going to the main now with that bunker dislodged. Pretty sure Charlie will be able to drop in one more. His Johnson is 1 star, by the way, which is rather impressive. Pavium here isn't, but Johnson is. Interesting. Ooh, EMP Mac actually eats some of the infantry alive. Guys are coming home to defend, but by the time they do, is that generator just going to be destroyed? It really looks like it. There's no healing if they don't go close right now. It's so close, it's dead. They can't save it. I think they're getting overwhelmed here, to be honest. Sure, they might be able to jump over into that bunkerino, but I mean, they have all the minis in the middle. They can do this all day. Crowd is tier 2. Charlie is going to tier 2. Now, Wraith Invaders are nice, however. Loop is doing a great job of expanding early on, but I don't think that Conqueror will be able to hold there. It's just a little bit too much. Hero upgrade should be coming through. Is Loop actually just gonna go tier 3 right away? He could. Man, Pavium gets so much freaking money, it's nuts. He is going tier 3. Trying to heal this thing. Where is the Fortrog actually? Over there. Scouting. It's an expensive scout vehicle. See, if everyone had shot Johnson, he'd be dead right now. Instead, he's probably getting a second star. Okay, not yet, but soon. Very expensive scout vehicle here. Okay, Loop is tier 3. He's getting the reflecting shield now for Pav. Which means Team Red actually has a shot. They also held the base, which is great news for them. Conqueror will be able to build some Mantis as a result. Has his tier 2 upgraded Johnny as well. Great news for them. But Team Blue hasn't been idle. They're also expanding and stuff. Slowly, it's quite behind. The Warthogs are now pressuring the base. There's gonna need to be hunters around this spot. EMP Mag Blast would be very nice right about now on the top of that crew. Fortrog isn't there to protect them even. They're gonna bomb the base real quick as it unlocks. I'm not sure how much was in there actually, but that limousine is toast for starters. And then the Hawks can more or less escape, I think. Hey, don't commit them now. It's a very good thing you did there, taking down the base. Don't waste the units. Ooh, that would have been such a juicy snipe by the Fortrog, though. Fortrog can take an extra shot or two. That would have been fine. Oh well. Finally, the base upgrade here is happening. There's not much here for Conqueror, but neither is there for Charlie, so it's cool. It's really Kraut that's driving this forward. EMP Mag is gonna hurt, but he's got a heavy metal. As you guys know, heavy metal never dies. It's also for everyone. Hey, 2 stars on Johnson there. Can't kill the metal. He says he wouldn't be able to contain himself. I think you'd fit. More invaders. The limo crew is growing. Liking the turret idea. If it was upgraded, I'd like it even more. Pavium right here is a little bit scary, I have to say. Especially with the Mantis support. Dead base, ladies and gents. It doesn't look like Kraut has like a big drop coming up of Grizzlies or anything like that, so the Warthogs have been defended. And this is also... oh, that's a Mexican generator. That's a really nice snipe if you can get that, but... wait, why would Pavium do a Mexican generator? Hello? I guess there's plenty of power. But if there was more power, then we'd be talking about the Scarab soon. Oh, there's a Lich. Scarab in the air, basically. Charlie is all alone by his lonesome. And it's not looking good. Why is Kraut playing 1v1 here? We needed his help a long time ago. Getting chased by limousines still. But his body is dying. Is this gonna be a 1-1? I think it very well might be that. Lich isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It lasts ages. A Wraith is coming out too. And indeed, score is now going to be 1-1. Conk Loop is performing admirably today. This is great. Good series so far. Can't believe the frickin' bunker rush is working. It's amazing. Javium Gentleman Mini, that's a strat for sure. Poor Gav. He's getting bullied in the chat. The next map looks to be Rift, so expect some kind of Anders Arbiter thing. Maybe something else, but that's the typical one. Reason being simply that it's easy to defend and both of these leaders are great at it. You pack your phantoms full of stuff and just sit under the shield. For Anders, you just do your Kodiaks, and it's extremely hard to break. Makes for a great late game. You drop in your Sentinel, you drop in your Enforcers, and you can take down buildings as well. And once the time comes, eventually, the Phantoms can move out as well. Guys can't decide their leaders. I'm sure it's coming soon. You know what? Maybe we'll just roll the intro ahead of time. Be on time with the real thing. Turns out the guys were on a break. No worries. Sometimes we all need one. I mean, they played a lot of back-to-back games already, so it's cool. As long as it's not like 10 minutes every match, I'm pretty chill about it. Meanwhile, the other series in the loser semis had some kind of issue and crashed. So the guys are doing a replay on one of the matches. I'm not sure about the score right now, but they might be a bit longer than us here. So I guess there will be another break for that. Looking really forward to the Pro League next week. That'll be cool. Alright, ladies and gents, we are actually loading in now. Everything is quite timely indeed. Not the super standard picks this time, but close enough. Yeah, I quite like those. mean, the Forge is still really nice. You still get to play Kodiaks. I'll explain in the game. Ladies and gents, we've got the decider here in the winners finals. Kraut is gonna be a Shippy. And then Charlie is going for Anders. On the other side of the map, we've got Conqueror and we've got Loop. They're playing as Forge and Colony. So that's interesting because, you know, Rift really plays into Anders because you got so many ledges. There's not much space to move around, so they're able to very easily cover everything with Kodiaks. And Anders does have the best Kodiaks with the constant Sentinel spam that comes out of their projectiles once you hit point number 4. Well, it starts at point 3, but point 4 is where it gets crazy with synergy. And then the banish just covered that. So first off, you have engineer support. But Shipmaster, you got the stacked spirit support veteran units. That's pretty good stuff as well. The Ghost can provide some early game control over the map. But you probably aren't going to want to cross the map to actually hurt someone. That's very, very risky. It's a long rush distance. There's a lot of ways to spot things. There's garrisons in the middle. Don't do it. Don't do it. Also not worth stealing mini bases in my opinion here. It's just so close to the mains. People are very easily able to overwhelm anything you try. So it ends up being a standard full scope game with expansions tier 2. Therefore Anders is great. Arbiter is a normal friend of Anders. Because you just end up supporting that defensive playstyle with your own. Using phantoms, especially under shields. Getting veterancy for the guys within. Countering whatever is thrown at you with the right counter units inside. Once you get sufficient veterancy, you just go out there with Anders to party. In the meantime, Anders can lay on the hurt with some super sentinel business. But Forge and Colony is just on the more aggressive side of things. So sure, for the setup towards tier 2, things are going to be slower, but you get all these pad upgrades pretty quick. A second generator should be happening momentarily as well for Conqueror once he does these upgrades. Why is he late on the upgrades? Does he want to go like grenades? Or are we saving up for a very fast tier 2? What is this? No, we should have upgraded those pads ages ago, sir. And made a second gen. Kind of like this. But the whole advantage of Forge is that you can do that while upgrading the harvesters. And still have a really good tier 2 because it's all cheaper. Anyway, Forge will be pumping a lot of vehicles as a result, and he'll be on the offense. Potentially able to also overwhelm all the shenanigans from whether it's Anders or Shipmaster. Both of them are going to be at risk. Nobody's expanding just yet because we're contesting the middle of the map. Do you buy an Xbox for Halo Wars 2? You don't have to buy an Xbox if you have a PC. Just search for it in the Xbox store on PC. That's just an app that you can get. Of course, if you're on mobile right now, then yeah. If that's the only kind of gaming you want to do, then an Xbox will be fine. It's crossplay, so you can make your choice whatever you want. Plenty of ghosts here, but they don't appear to have shielding. Which means Kraut is gonna get a pretty fast tier 2. Doesn't have to worry about these marines either too much, as long as you just stay at home. Add in a raid camp or 2. Just play hyper defensive. It would be ideal if they were together, however. You know, maybe upgrading the ghost wouldn't have been bad. Now nobody has a base except Vulcan Loop. Good to see all the power nodes captured already in such an early game stage. Sometimes people leave them out, especially in the Amateur League, but not this time. Very happy to see it. Bombs get completely dodged. There are some suicide runs to handle the marine situation, but you'll need a few more than one. Because of the snipers still take them out pretty quick. Everybody is going to expand now. And you should expect some kind of quite defensive play. Now for Charlie, we should be starting to see Kodiaks soon enough. At the moment he's just taking garrisons. But once he can afford them, we should definitely see 500 apiece, so it's not cheap or anything. I'm gonna try to tag team up on that base. There's lots of infantry coming that way. The Capitano as well. He's got his 2 skids. Comatech Marines are done here. Great combo. Spartan and Mines, they're gonna die! Oh, that was great. Great use of that indeed. Good Hunter Brand on the ghosts, and there's gonna be a beam on that Capitano. It looks like he's going down. The infantry didn't have it much easier either. They're all dead. The Team Blue just win with this? That's crazy. Really good exchange. I think they can push all the way to the main, but probably won't kill the mains. Just push the units back. Well done. Nah, they're not gonna risk it. Capitano will be remade. I guess they can destroy this base, however. Especially once the Marines join in on that. Fluffy is going to transition into Kodiak play now. It would be very difficult to counterattack now. Oh, excuse me, that's not a counterattack. That's forward Kodiak. Holy moly. Marines are showing that Forge Hug the door. Doesn't look like Conqueror will be able to get that base up after all. Yeah, the Forge play is just not enough at this point. There's not any Warthogs really. There's enough resources and income here to support a second garage, but we're just not seeing it. The Warthog is upgraded, so we no longer need the armory very urgently. And I find it a little bit too marine heavy in here. Spirit support's coming in. The Spartan's still in really good health, and he could probably do another mine combo if Charlie really wants to. Bombs are coming through, but the engineer bubble mostly gets rid of that. No worries. So will we see the Spartan attempt this again? Looks like it, but this time the mines are a little bit mistimed. The stun didn't quite go through as well as he had liked. Over the base isn't happening, and that's a disaster for our Forge. Colony's holding strong. Adding even another generator here. Which will help with the road to the 5th point. Need that big drop to survive here. There's so many hunters, however, this is not going to be easy. We're going to see more Kodiaks. There are 3 Kodiaks. If they leapfrog forward, that could be devastatingly strong. Got some defensive Kodiaks dropped in as well. With this many hunters, you can just overrun it, right? Oh, the brand's coming in, but it's through the engineer bubbles. Only catches some of the rangers who are not that important anymore. Although they're kind of important, but not crazily so. You probably still don't want to mess with this. The army is looking rather solid. Maybe best just wait for that Retriever Sentinel, yeah? Fluffy is tier 3. He could have just saved for the Sentinel at this point. Sacrifice all the Marines and whatnot, and it will be fine. Are we gonna see a colony counterattack? There's not been a colony drop this whole game, so I really wonder what the reason for that is. Obviously, it's because Hunter's Brand got picked, but why? I usually don't see that being the better power. Spartan bind and drop. No, I mean, and beam. Gonna be cleaning up the engineers. And a lot of the units are actually gonna die to just generic firepower. This was a good engagement as well for Team Blue. Potentially game winning. Chad gets taken down, but at what cost? Team Red has suffered greatly for this. Now, Conqueror is tier 3 and gets the Gigaforge Hog upgrade. That's looking pretty good. We've also got the first of the Vultures on the map. But yeah, like I said, it's just probably time for Fluffy to... for Charlie to drop in that Retriever Sentinel. With the population upgrade, it should be no problem. But he's getting neural implant for some reason. What is going on? Why no Retriever, sir? He should be ready by now. Guess he's getting the point with neural implants. And then he's getting reinforcements, and then he can drop. Now the generator's done back home. Kodiaks will more or less defend. I wonder if it's going to be an offensive drop. There are some Reavers here, but it's on the wrong team. So they can't defend really. I don't think Team Red really has the instinct of, oh, there's going to be a Retriever, I must have Reavers at 10 minutes, by 10 minutes really, not at. There goes the Forge Hog, and there probably goes the base as well. There's no defenses here. The counter-offensive is looking solid. Let's see whether there's going to be a heal. There's a displacement, which is equally good here. The colony army is mega slow, and they most certainly can't come over here to defend this. There's a pretty obvious outcome now for the best of 3, ladies and gents. Team Autismos. We're making it to the grand finals in this one. And for Conqueror, we'll have to go through the losers finals. The army comes home to defend, but I mean, it's 2v1 at this point. GG. Well done by Team Autismos. A little late on that Retriever, could have been faster, but not a huge deal. Well done. Really solid fights. Love the mine and beam combo business. Alright guys, I'm gonna be calling for a very short break. Looks like Team Ubu is victorious over Smirking Dog. So we're gonna have a match between Concloop and them and Ubu. Like so. And then Team Autismos will be waiting in the finals. Guys, if you really like the content, make sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already on Twitch. On YouTube, you can subscribe and hit the like so that more people see the stuff. And if you love the content, then you can become a patron of the RTS. It's right there on our website. The links are going to be in the chat momentarily. This is basically our Patreon at home. As you might expect, you get a bunch of perks. You get to support us with running the show. And as we reach that £100 per month mark, I will be adding in as well additional show matches on top of whatever it is that people want. By the way, tomorrow there is a Scootman versus Aatrox show match, if the guys haven't forgotten and made themselves some plans without letting me know. So let's find out about that. And other than that, I'm going to be having a short break here before I jump into the next two matches. And we'll be right back. Enjoy some clips in the meantime. That's going to work very nicely with that mine. One Kodiak is about to go down. Oh my god, they get frozen. The beam, oh my god, they all clumped. Where is Mech Overcharge Hachi? Oh my god, it's all gone. Ah. Well, this is great from Aatrox. Now he's going to be able to go back and forth between the portals. Luckily for Dark, he's on both locations. Of course, the portaling isn't going to help you with the nukes. They'll still connect. Aatrox, man. How long does this nuke chase it? Does he get through again? Nah. Oh! Just dodging the nukes as long as he can. Buying time. That's hilarious. Unfortunately, this one pops him out so far away from the actual portal, so he can't realistically hop between it. It's kind of funny. Dark space is destroyed nonetheless. And displacement doing its work. Scarab is now ready to stomp the main. If Aatrox so wishes. Oh, the nuke connects. I can't dodge that. Not forever anyway. Saves it for now. Especially once he has his bases up and running. Psychic Wizard just doesn't have a big follow-up for this. Oh, the animation there is not helping. That's for sure. EOD is not going to be happy about that. Spartan's getting very low there. All the SDs get dropped in though to try and save it. Oh my goodness, it's actually gonna work. Whew. That was tough. A little lucky too. Double shield generator on Daylon space. Wow. Ultramines and Beam. Oh my god. They're not moving. The Ultramines. Oh. The entire Wraith army of cars is evaporated. Oh my goodness. Hey, if it works, it works. They're probably gonna kill that Chosen just now, but teleports out last second. Oh my god! He might go down. Holy cow. How did he make that? You're kidding me. He gets away. Oh man, that was Whew, Liam space is nearly toast, dude. If the remaining guys here focus it, can that go down? Liam needs to defend it with the Fortrog aura. Holy shit. This is so close to dying. Just a Banshee. There's a Spartan still in there. Ooh, it's still healthy. I think that Spartan will get the base. Liam isn't defending it with the water. Oh my god. Only defending here, but those ghosts coming out of stasis. They were pretty close to death. That was dangerous. Some of them going down there. Spartan looking for some action there with the mines. They're gonna detonate too. Oh, that was great. That was a great stun and mind combo. But can the Spartan actually get away? Looks like no. Still probably worth it. That took a lot of pressure off the guys. Pair of hunters, that's pretty good. Great split against the beam there. Good job. Oh, another split. Oh, they're completely avoiding it. No! That's great. Everybody stayed alive. Didn't expect to see such a great split in the amateur league, but hey, sometimes we get a surprise. I like it. Plasma bolt business, but all the squad members are coming. Oh, suicide grunts! Suicide grunts say no. No squad members coming back. That was sick. Whole infantry blob destroyed. And now Team Red really has some initiative. Wait, don't tell me those mines are actually gonna attract Psychic Wizard. There's no way. You're lying. No. I wouldn't dare to make a bet. Like, if I said something like I'm gonna stop the stream if he does that, that's what he would do. Jesus Christ, man. It's like a Psychic Wizard magnet. Doggy needs to buy a base, man. And hold it. Doggy? You need to buy a base, man. Holy shit. It's gonna time out. You're gonna... Okay. He's giving up. I'm not sure he should have given up. He had line of sight. 0 seconds. He's done it on purpose. What a Chad. That is absolutely bonkerinos. 0 seconds. If that base gets destroyed, he instantly loses. He cannot rebuy it. Because it's not like he's gonna destroy this base. Oh, this is going down, sir. This is going down. GG. That was way too tight there. To be fair, he only could have bought it like a few seconds sooner. Oh my god, the beam! Wizard! He just lost all his rabbits. There go the other Frost Ravens. This is definitely a frozen retriever, ladies and gents. The shatter damage is going to be immense. Oh my god, they're countering it so hard. Holy shit. Imagine if there was a Frost Raven drop in the game. It might be better than the retriever. These things are insanely underrated. If you didn't know they're this good, well, now you do. Especially the one with the skit is quite healthy. And the Arbiter and Bite get sniped there. Holy cow. Oh, get out. Oh, wait, he did. Nice one. You can find a great connection against a clumped infantry force like that. Especially Marines. That would be ideal. I think this is the moment. They're so clumped. Holy cow. The heal. They're even more clumped than they should be. The beam. Oh my goodness. All the infantry is getting eaten up. There's only the ice cream truck left. The ghosts are gonna ransack it. Oh boy, here comes the poltergeist knocking. Oh no. Oh no, the mass rabs are gonna take out the ice cream truck. That might be good for this game, I think. The Reavers, they have tracking shots, right? But if they overkill something, the remaining missiles just go into space. And these guys don't have that much health, right? There's a lot of them, but they don't have a lot of health, so there's a lot of overkill potential wasted by the Reavers. The Reavers do have AoE on them, right? So that's a little dangerous. But if you have a big enough spread on these guys, you're going to be able to overcome that and actually make the wasteful tracking, or the loss of tracking rather, work in your favor. That's exactly what we're seeing from from Scoot right now. 93 pop to 93 pop, but it's not on the field, it's in the production queue. Oh my god, that, holy shit! That low health just played against Scoot right now. Oh no! It was such a good idea as well. But that Brand, while he wasn't moving, just absolutely clipped his wings. And now I think Scoot might be dead. Hello, ladies and gents. I'm back. We are back. And Daylon has raided us. Thank you. Hope you had a good stream. We've got the losers finals coming right up. That's going to be the last best of 3 of the day. And our first map for this is going to be Frontier, actually. Bit of aggression coming right up. Ladies and gents, welcome to our 2v2 Amateur League's Losers Finals. Last best of 3 of this tournament. We've got in the blue color Vulcan Loop, and his buddy in the teal is Concretol. They're playing as Atriox and Forge. On the other side of the map, this is Legit Demise, and we've also got his buddy Luminal Candy. They're playing as Decimus and Atriox. A little bit of a battle over the power to start the game. The Amateur League is typically for players under 3 MMR, but this is actually our last tournament in this format, as interest just seems rather on the low end. Sadly, not many people watch it, not many want to play it. So we'll just refocus a little bit on Pro League. Make that a little bit more interesting. We'll still have Rising Star as well. Okay, Jump Back Brutes are coming out. The middle minis must be secured, of course. It's typically where the barracks should go, but sometimes you just have to build some stuff at home. For example, if you're making snipers, I would definitely say it's safer to do it there, because if you get scout spammed, you just can't shoot back, right? It's a little bit rough. There'll be 2 Atriox's Chosens. As for Luminal Candy, not so interested in getting out the Chosen, apparently. What's the deal with that? That's highly unusual, in fact. That's a Warlord getting made here, not a Chosen. Excuse me. Marines doing what they can about this for now. There's also going to be some Suicide Grunts trying to protect it. Brutes jumping on it. Oh, actually hits the Hellbringers there as well. It's a pretty good start. The Marines are just too far from the mines, but they fixed that. Nice. He can fix it. Ah. More brutes, more Suis. I still think that Legit will be losing the mini. Just hasn't been doing all that much aside from making the hero, which is taking time. Did he actually get the upgrade first before making the hero? That's unnecessary for the Warlord, I'd say. He's already pretty decent without the upgrade. At least for these very small engagements. You probably still wouldn't want to mess with the Chosen like that, but, you know, it's not terrible. Obviously, once you have the upgrade, everything... Oh, he didn't have the upgrade, so that building was just sitting there? Oh my god. That's a very, very slow hero indeed. Well, meanwhile, the Chosen hero is gonna party. He can take out the suicide runs with one shot. So can the choppers, if they ram. But it's all gonna get vortexed, and he's already looking on the weak side. The grunts are managing to avoid the mines for now. They have a pretty good spread on them, and there's snipers in the fray. So that should take care of the grunts. I don't think they'll get the Chosen. The Chosen's just faster. He gets away. Good micro there by Vulcan Loop. And Concretol is getting up the second generator. He has plenty of snipers here to play the early game out with. Oh, running into the mines there is pretty brutal. That is not where Loop wanted to be. But still, they've demolished our Luminal Candy for the most part. With sniper support, you could technically attack this mini base, especially if your guys are behind it, because you can't right away control units as they exit the base, right? The snipers, however, can't shoot them. Oh my god! I spoke too soon. Dead snipers cannot shoot. Confirmed. Ouch, that hurt so much. I'm sure Concretol wasn't happy about that outcome. Always painful to see this banner as well of having no units. Let's just say both of these teams destroyed each other. Everyone's toast. Base is coming up here and there. Tier 2's done. That should make for an upgraded Chosen at some point. Who, by the way, went to heal up in the meantime. Nice to see. Okay, that mini base is gonna get it for sure. But I don't think Team Red is too concerned with that right now. I mean, as long as they're gonna go for the tier 2 hero. Upgrade is coming soon, and then just pump some grunts. Get the passive. Found this siphon. Everyone will be invulnerable. I apologize, guys. My commentary is not up to snuff today. I am rather on the tired end. It's been a very hot week in the UK. And it's frying my brain. Definitely haven't slept much. Trying my best. Another mini base gets taken out. Unfortunate with the hammer pull there, actually. The Chosen would have been the ideal target, obviously. But sometimes you just misclick or stuff like that happens. Brutes do miss the jump. And this Chosen is more upgraded than the other. Also has an engineer support. Okay, the upgrade does come through, but it's too late. The shields are already gone. Mine actually damaged this one, and he's gonna go down now. Some attempt at wiggling, but the Chosen's projectile is actually so fast that you can only reliably dodge that at full range, which is not easy. Still, 1 star is achieved. Great job there by Loop. Actually, Loop has been playing remarkably well. I look forward to seeing what he can do in Rising Star going forward. Keeps gonna be coming down here. Chosen's quite stunned here, and the mine detonation might actually take him out, but fortunately teleport was picked. Very good foresight there by Loop that he'll need that. Some Atriox players get quite greedy, you know, and they would pick Beam instead or stuff like that. The Engineer gets taken down, so there's his support gone. But the mines cover his exit. Things are fine. Bunch of grunts in the back. But I think Conqueror can handle the situation. The Combat Tech Marine will be enough to deal with them. These are not like upgraded grunt squads, so they're not getting that much back just yet from the Siphon anyway. It generally is worth it to get their Pack Brother upgrade for that. As you'll just get a whole lot more squad members popping back into existence. Wraiths. Dude, Loop is actually just ahead of everybody. That's insane. He's playing very nicely here. Should be able to overwhelm that Chosen. And I bet he's working on his own Chosen upgrade. Not actually doing that. But should. I love to see the addition of the Reaver here, as well as the Shrouds. So they'll be shooting down not only the projectiles of the Chosen, which is the big deal, but also those of the Wraith. I particularly like the double Shroud, but as soon as you add in like 2 Reavers, they'll get destroyed, and then you still have anti-engineer weapons. So it's a big commitment anyway. Hammer manages to stun the Forge Hog. We've got a Vortex keeping these guys in place for now, while the Forge Hog is destroyed. Great use, huge tier 2 army here from Team Red overall. Could pull in the Chosen, but he's got rifled barrels, so you want to be careful with that at least a little bit. Maybe do a bit of pullback micro with that Warlord for the moment and just pick off the Wraiths and be happy with that outcome. Oh, the teleport is forced again. Great teleport, saving that hero. I bet he'll go for the 2 stars at this rate. Could potentially kill that Warlord, actually. But easier said than done when there's, you know, Shrouds and Engineers and all that stuff to support. In fact, he'll be back to high health momentarily. And then Loop's base is just under heavy attack. Where is Conqueror, man? The Kodiaks are going into melee range. That's desperate. Captain Conqueror orders ramming speed. Beam did okay. Chosen is gonna get the kill there on the Warlord. Good job. Pulls the Kodiak, but overall it's not that big of a deal. Looks like the Loop's base could potentially stay alive, but it's so extremely close. And There is a Locust here after all to burn through those shields very quickly. There is a Vulture out now as well. Just the one, which is easily going to get taken care of course, by the double Reaver. Team Uwu is actually doing fantastic work. They're doing legit business here. Oh no. Just ammo rounded himself. I'm afraid it doesn't work like Johnson's CMP that it buffs himself or something. Their Forge might just get overwhelmed here. There's a lot more reinforcements coming through as well. With tier 3 in, it's making a big difference for sure. Maybe an engineer bubble wouldn't be bad against the bombs, guys. Ouch. But bound to siphon OP, it's fine. Another Vortex coming in. Catches the Chosen, but he just teleports out as usual. We got a lot of work done. Oh my goodness, the UNSC base can't resist eradication, ladies and gents. There's no shielding, there's nothing. That's that. The main's gone. And there's only one more base, which isn't even a 7 slot yet. Let alone tier 3. Conqueror has no units. Now, I don't think he happens to be making Condor. He is dead. Team Blue is dead. Team Uwu gets a point on the scoreboard. Well done. Well done indeed. Next map choice is going to be Fissures, it seems. They really like that Fissures and that bunker strat. I mean, it's been working okay for them, but you know, things could be going the other way too, and sometimes they do. But so far, so good for them. I mean, it's been effective. Really can't complain there. So yeah, let's head to Fissures. Hopefully this time they take the power in the middle. It's very important too. Just a moment, we're almost loaded in. Slightly mistimed this. Oh no, I didn't because of the loading times. It's cool. Good to see you in the chat, Morpstar. Welcome. Greetings, hope you're having a great day. How are you surviving the heat, man? that's the big question around these parts. Okay, we've got Fissures, ladies and gents, for game number 2. In the blue color, this is Loop. In the teal, this is Conqueror, and together they are Concloop. They're playing as Pavium and Forge I mean Johnson, to try to do some bunker rush shenanigans. The other side, we've got Legit Demise, and we've got Luminol. And they are playing as Forge and Colony. So very good pick, definitely, to contest the middle. Especially once the chopper comes out with Skit on top. That is extremely difficult to deal with for anybody. Oh no! The accidental rally flag blockage just happened. Either way, it would have been extremely close. But that stuff happens, right? I mean, you just obviously want your units to go here. What an annoying glitch. I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose. Hey! Captain Charlie just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you. How are you surviving the heat? I have to ask all the Brits. He says what heat? I guess it has cooled down, but the buildings here absorbed the 30 degrees and radiated back for 5 days afterwards. Very laid back mini base there for Legit, but he's grabbing it. Oh, he's got the middle mini. That's why. Avium's coming out. No doubt we'll see Johnson in a moment. No? Very late Johnson, so it's absolutely not a focused bunker rush like that. As we've seen from the same team before. We also not got the Capitano coming out. It's just a lot of suicide grunts. They're trying to hold the mini base, really. Sui's on Hellbringers, guys, they're not cost effective. It's gonna take 2 squads to take out 1. So that's just 50% cost efficiency. It's not great. If you manage to hit multiple like that, it's good. Hit 3 targets, then you're cost effective, that's for sure. Mini base is currently getting nerfed, but there's no damage coming through. The Pavium would be better off shooting the units at the moment. Of course, Pavium will be keeping alive the bunker, but if it gets rammed by a suicide grunt, the guys inside get stunned, minus the healing. That drone stays active, but as long as Pavium doesn't shoot, you know, these guys are gonna get a head start on the bunker's health. Really good lining up of the damage of this Hellbringer, actually hitting 3 squads at once. The suicide grunt also coming in to do some work. I think this time they're gonna get Pavium down, however. So Team Ubu might make very short work of this indeed if they can push this all the way back to the main. I have to ask, where is Johnson in all this? Because he should have been around this whole time. Yeah, he got run down. I mean, there's no surprise in that. Without the Johnson hero, without snipers, this is just going to be very, very difficult to handle. Oh, Charlie has an AC setup. It's very rare in the UK. And yet a Giga Chad solution. Soon it's gonna be necessary. I mean, you just can't avoid it forever. Not with global warming and all. So good choice. Hungary, my home country, used to be very temperate. But, well, no more. Scorching 40-degree summers for months in a row. My grandparents have AC. They had to install like 6 different units. Hey, great drop. Takes out the base. Dude. Team Uwu is absolutely legit. Puff Daddy's back out, but by himself, I think he's gonna have limited power. Now, he is gonna have tier 3 and that upgrade that comes with that, which is gonna absolutely demolish light little infantry squads like this. Same for Warthogs, but if you double up on Conquertol at this point, I think that could do a lot of damage. It does seem that these guys are taking their sweet time for the moment. Controlling the middle minis, however, is a major advantage. And if Colony gets fed a little bit of resources, we could see their big drop soon. Just gonna turtle up on it with mass watch towers. Surely this is about some kind of Kodiak drop soon, right? I don't know what the deal is with the double watchtower, but I mean, you'll be able to see all the way if you put on one more. Does he need 4 actually to fix his Kodiaks up? Well, the power nodes are getting captured, so that's good stuff. Also denying that base. They've denied this base. So literally our Scarab Gamer is now having to do the work there. There's going to be 4 of these guys, and bombs are going to try to strip the base. Or the shields off anyway. But with the target painter and rain of fire, the Goliaths aren't actually going to be even able to break the shields, let alone the War Council. There is going to be a Scarab coming out. This is looking pretty good. The counter-offensive, I think, I don't know how these guys actually walked across the map. They must have Pelican while I was looking elsewhere. Looks like Luminal Candy will lose that base after all. Capitano is in. And there's a little counterattack happening. There's just one Kodiak shooting for now. So I think the Scarab is actually highly potent. The Suicide Rats, however, getting in with their massive connections. Wiping out pretty much all the infantry there is. A tiny amount left, but that was great. Johnny is still alive, but this is nowhere near enough to attack with, especially through that shield. The offensive is still continuing. Pavium is trying to do what he can to heal. But this is just overwhelming amounts of damage, especially with the Kodiak cover. There is going to be a siege turret, by the way. And the Ambo round upgrade for the Warthog is coming through soon. So that will help the army some more to survive. But the Scrab has landed. Sorry for missing the landing. We can't do our usual thing. That's okay. Uh-oh, that's a lot of incoming damage there for Javium Daddy. And he is currently taunted, so he can only shoot the Capitano. He's actually gonna go down. He's not getting moved still. Yes, he can't. The Capitano is saved for the teleport. The Scrab is gonna obviously turtle up on this base, but how are we gonna heal it? We're not. Kokotol is pretty much tells he's going for a ninja expansion, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So it's all down to the Scarab. And that's asking for a lot, ladies and gents. We should be seeing a big drop from Luminol Candy here. Especially if there's a population upgrade, that should be fairly possible. Kodiaks are going to get wrecked, obviously. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, there's a big drop. There's going to be 2 Steves in there. Scarab's taunted. Has to work his way through the shields, and team has disconnected. They are finito. Team Uwu is going to the grand finals, ladies and gents. Very solid play. And congrats, of course, to Team Conkertol, Team Conkerloop, excuse me, for the 3rd place. Well done. They made it deep into the tournament today, so good job to them as well. Let me just enter the scores on the website and we can jump into the grand finals right away. And I'll tell Autismos that they're ready. This is what the bracket is looking like. I just informed them that we're ready to go. And we're just heading into that grand finals, ladies and gents. It's gonna be cool. A shorter day today, perhaps, but you never know with those grand finals. They're a best of 5, after all. So they're gonna be a little bit longer here. Okay, the guys are currently setting up for the match. Will be a few moments here. Now, while we wait for them, I'll just play for you guys a bunch of clips. Gonna rest as well myself. Get a bit of water for myself. That's gonna work very nicely with that mine. One Kodiak is about to go down. Oh my god, they get frozen. The beam! Oh my god, they all clumped. Where is Mech Overcharge Hechi? Oh my god, it's all gone. Ah. Well, this is great from Aatrox. Now he's gonna be able to go back and forth between the portals. Luckily for Dark, he's on both locations. Of course, the portaling isn't gonna help you with the nukes. They'll still connect. Aatrox, man. How long does this nuke chase it? Does he get through again? Nah. Oh! Just dodging the nukes as long as he can. Buying time. That's hilarious. Unfortunately, this one pops him out so far away from the actual portal, so he can't realistically hop between it. It's kind of funny. Dark space is destroyed nonetheless. And displacement doing its work. Scarab is now ready to stomp the main. If Aatrox so wishes. Oh, the nuke connects. Can't dodge that. Not forever anyway. Saves it for now. Especially once he has his bases up and running. Psychic Wizard just doesn't have a big follow-up for this. Oh, the animation there is not helping. That's for sure. EOD is not going to be happy about that. Spartan's getting very low there. ODSDs get dropped in though to try and save it. Oh my goodness, it's actually gonna work. Whew. That was tough. A little lucky too. Double shield generator on Dayhawk's face. Wow. Ultramines and Beam. Oh my god. They're not moving. The Ultramines. Oh. The entire Wraith army of course is evaporated. Oh my goodness. Hey, if it works, it works. They're probably gonna kill that Chosen just now, but teleports out last second. Oh my god. He might go down. Holy cow. How did he make that? You're kidding me. He gets away. Oh man, that was Whew, Liam's base is nearly toast, dude. If the remaining guys here focus it, can that go down? Liam needs to defend it with the Forge-Hog Aura. Holy shit. This is so close to dying. Just the Banshee. There's a Spartan still in there. Ooh, it's still healthy. I think that Spartan will get the base. Liam isn't defending it with the Mortar. Oh my god. Defending here, but... Yo! We are back. We're pretty much ready to go. We've got our bans. They are as displayed. So Isabel is out. Vortis is out. Everything else is allowed. The teams can't use double leaders, remember that? So there's no Cutter plus Cutter. There's no Cutter Aatrox. Followed by the next game being Aatrox Cutter. So you can't reverse with your teammate either. And I think we've got the map as well. That's Rift. I'm going to be playing that intro. And then we'll be off into the grand finals. Okay, we're currently loading in. I just need to set up those leaders and we'll be off. Ladies and gents, welcome to the grand finals of our amateur 2v2 league. In the blue color, you've got Kraut. In the teal color, you've got Charlie. Together, their team Autismos, and they're playing as Shipmaster and Anders. On the other side of the map, you've got Luminal Candy in the red, and in the yellow, this is Legit Demise. They're playing as Yap Yap and Forge. A bit of an unconventional set of picks for the map, but it could definitely work out. I'm trying to get a little bit of mini-base dealing done. Doesn't quite work out, but they do manage to mess around at least with the power pick-me-ups. On the side, a Ghost is looking for some kind of mini-base steal, but I don't think it will happen. This Marine should be back there in time. Hopefully, unless Legit is not prioritizing that, the Ghost actually is going to be trouble for that. But mini-base steals in 2v2s generally aren't all that. Oh, I'm not sure these guys care. They're just double raid camping it already. So that's super interesting from our Yap Yap player. It's going to be scouted pretty much immediately. So Crowd knows and it should be able to counter this rather well with Ghosts. But if it's heavy grunts, it actually doesn't work out that great for the Ghosts. So that's one of the really good aspects of Yap Yap. You can pretend you're rushing, but you're actually just spamming core infantry, right? And I think that can be great. However, the mini bases do get stolen, and heavy grunts aren't that great at cleaning that up. So maybe they can do some counter-offensive with their own raid camps if these guys just end up going out there on the map to take power nodes and stuff. Yeah, there's some grunt riders in there, so it's a mixed composition. Morp's asking in the chat, how come this is the last tournament? So, it's the last amateur tournament, to be extra clear. We just can't run meta plays off of 20 viewers, right? That's just not gonna work. That's about the average of today so far. We're already in the finals, right? So that's just not good numbers. Our sponsors, they scale our rewards, our pay with what we can do for viewership, right? So if our base pay just goes down because we do amateur leagues and nobody wants amateur leagues apparently among the viewers, and we also have problems with the players signing up. There's very few players actually playing our amateur league, so we're gonna refocus a little bit onto the Pro League and Rising Star. Rising Star has some problems with 2v2 as well, so at least for the next season we're not going to be doing any of that. But we'll still do 1v1 Rising Star. And hopefully that will be more interest, because once there's no amateur league, I think people will just play that more. Maybe even watch that more. No problems with Pro League, but yeah, definitely amateur is too small for us. It just hurts the rest of the project. Anyway, we're obviously committed to what we announced, right? So that's why we're still doing these. Might shuffle the order a bit with the pro tournaments so that they're not back to back as well. But other than that, we'll just do what we announced. That's an unupgraded extractor, sir. What is going on with Luminal here? To be fair, there's not that many power nodes for Team Red. Uwu is on the struggle bus for sure. Expansion got done, but can legit hold it, because there's a whole bunch of units coming this way. To be fair, whatever was here isn't. The brutes would have been very helpful over there. Maybe Kraut can still get them over there eventually. There's just not that many units. I think it might be enough to destroy the base though. Oh wait, they're gonna get bombed. Charlie manages to mostly walk out of it. It's not that bad. So many grunts. I mean, imagine if these guys had been over there helping out, but they were just kind of stuck at home. It's not. It's definitely not great here what Lumino has put together. It's tier 2 now. I think it might be just a little bit too late to do something about this. I mean, 5 power nodes to 0 has been a massive advantage, right? Significant gather rates there, and both team members get it. So double the trouble, really. Meme Beam and Mines together doing so much damage there. And there's more mines here for the Yappers. They're gonna walk into it. Ouch! Spartan makes it out too. There's a drop turret. Oh my goodness. All those heavy grunts. The double barracks build, which could have been a double generator build, didn't do anything this game. It's such an opportunity loss to not have the income. That's the real damage. What could have been. Oh no, it's still a single unupgraded extractor. It's so sad. These generate you 3 power per second. The upgraded one, 6 per second. So you should upgrade it as soon as possible, because, you know, it doesn't take long to pay it back. And the rest is profit. I like the mines there. Might slow things down a little bit. But we've got spirit support in, and legitimized space is destroyed. Team Blue is controlling their expos already quite nicely. They're 5-slot bases. Somewhat populated. They've got decent armies, and they can probably push towards the main soon. Kodiak doing a little bit of defending here. The Yap Yap drop is going to be rather helpful. These guys are just a little bit far away at the moment, so I'm not sure they'll be able to help the base, especially considering that it's about to be methane, which means a lot more incoming damage will be seen here. The Grunt Riders also doing so much damage. But the engineers, the unicorns in particular, I think they're saving the base, guys. Dude, Mr. Charlie here is feeling good about that. That makes for a pretty good alliance between these two players. Drop turret and mines aren't gonna quite get the job done, but what matters is they slow the whole thing down. still killed some Warthogs. The rest just have to run to the back. They didn't destroy the base. Great news overall, all around. And this is just a very, very weak base. Minimal defenses here. So even the counter blob is scary. Ooh, the second Warthog fleet, however, putting on some work on mini bases. That could actually do something. Can never rule out them getting leader powered, but at least with the Forge Hog they have a shot. Oh wait, beam is here. The unicorns have their shields on, and a quick extract will save the day. Sure, some units might die, but that's a sacrifice that Kraut is very willing to make. I mean, a base for a single elite squad, that's insane. That's great value. And the Kodiak drop just got taken out because of these units back home. Displacement and beam together! Oh, oh man. Those Warthogs have absolutely gotten lit up. And the Kodiaks, it looks like we'll finish them off. They never had a chance. Brutal. Brutal gameplay. Kraut's taking the offensive base so that these guys can't. And the Spartan, of course, could just land on those guys, but kind of misses the landing there. Could have been better. Still takes out an elite squad. It's better than nothing. Counterattack is on. The spirit support has been caught. And the spirit support itself, the spirit, didn't land nearby, which means it's not shooting the base. It's a bit unfortunate, but acceptable. Kraut's 100 population, probably looking for tier 3 at this point, which Charlie is doing as well. Actually getting tier 3, has 2 7-slot bases, that's something. And the Kodiak pumping is continuing to... Kraut might actually be able to hold that base with all these Kodiaks laying down cover fire if just the units get scouted. I like the addition of the Locust. Oh, something happened here. Did they get leader powered and I was just looking away? Or am I just that unfocused? Don't know what happened. Got them bombs. And we'll take out Kraut's base, and actually the Spartan gets bombed very directly too. But this is just a massive army coming through. I think we're going to be looking at a 1-0 scenario. Then of course Anders can potentially call in the retriever later. Just a little bit of resource boosting needed. Kraut could give that, to be fair. But he could just also go tier 3 and keep it for himself. Getting very rich. The minis get stolen by the hogs. It's something. But it's nowhere near enough. A bit of cloak for everybody. Be moving faster, healing as well. Pretty clearly Luminocan is about to lose his base. No one here left to defend it. Mini bases are great and all, but this is just too much. Look at all those Kodiaks. They can do this all day. Once again, the beam doesn't quite get you know what it needed to do. And Team Uwu gives it up. It's the third point going to Team Autismos. Yeah, guys, everybody can play in the Pro League. And most people can play in Rising Stars, so please participate in those leagues. If you think this amateur news is sad, then please show us that at least Rising Star and Pro League are still wanted. Because we cannot run this off of 20 viewers. I could be streaming my own gameplay of literally anything and not put up money for it, and I'd get 20 viewers, right? Like that's just not sustainable. As much as I love doing this, you know, I can't just park $1 grand a month into that. Like, we need the sponsorships to cover it. So I really hope you guys can actually play in the Rising Stars, play in the Pro Leagues, please. Tell your friends about it, because there's still a lot of Halo Wars players that actively play, and they're quite competitive, and they somehow don't know that we're doing tournaments, which is quite something. But I mean, you know, there's Reddit, there's YouTube, and there's not many other ways to really find people. The Xbox friend system is leaving much to be desired. There's no groups there anymore. Frontier coming right up, but I'm not gonna play the intro. I'll just set up the leaders real quick, because it's already loaded in. What's this called? Okay. Yeah, there is delay. 1 minute. Ladies and gents, welcome to game number 2 on Frontier. We've got Krautmeister in the blue. In the teal, this is Charlie, and they're playing as Kinsano and Johnson. I'm just shocked. That's not a thing that you see. What is this? I'm super curious what they'll do. On the other side, Team Uwu is doing what they've done in the other series. So Luminal's going for the Trox, and Legit is going for the Decimus. With probably just the Warlord for our Decimus player, and then Brutes from Atriox again. Is that going to be it? Because I think I would quite like both heroes at the same time. Warlord pulling in the enemy hero, and Chosen slowing it down, and then you have a very easy time actually getting the finish on that. Johnny is coming. And here from Kraut, it's gonna be Kinsano snipers. Yep, it makes sense. It makes sense because, you know, you don't have a lot of mini bases here on the 2v2 version of this map. I'm guessing with Redline, you can at least make him fast. There's the bunker. Stick the snipers in and it should hold. But we've got mines also. It's gonna get the bunker down to like half health or something like that. It's crazy how good that plasma is actually. But the snipers are doing work meanwhile. And of course, Johnny can heal this up. He gets the heal beacon more often than Atriox gets mines. So that matters a lot. Quite a lot of brutes here, and you know what? UNSC is out of position. If they just end up hitting the main right now, that would be pretty potent. Greedily going for a second extractor behind this. And Warlord is gonna get his upgrade. Let's see if Team Blue figures out what's going on, because Uwu is being sneaky. I mean, they got spotted here. Unsupervised Goose, thank you very much for subbing. Have you still not found a supervisor for the Goose? Susagran doesn't get to do that much. Surprised by the Hellbringer drop here. I mean, that's desperate. Usually you wouldn't want that. Oh, Chosen Slam is so good. I mean, Chosen Slam? Now that would be something. This is a Warlord. He will be going down to all that sniper fire, however. Great work. I think Charlie should be able to survive. I mean, the Vortex is just too late. If the Vortex had hit the main, that would have been maybe a different story. Or even just the snipers while the Warlord was getting into range and stuff. But now this is just getting healed and the entire army is getting murderized. So I'd say Autismos is, once again, just significantly ahead. The other base is getting hit by some brutes, but there is a sniper there too. They should be able to just take all the power nodes and go to tier 2 and party, in my opinion. Oh, they're giving up. Oh no. The all-in failed completely. Autismos OP. I'm pretty sure that happened. Let me just double check the chat. Yeah, nobody's complaining yet. Let's just say it's a win. I assume it is. Yeah, it's... That was intentional. Nobody actually left. The next map is going to be Bedrock, so we've got a bunch of more stable leaders ahead, supposedly. Pavian would be a really good pick. Or we can see the good old Cutter Yap Yap mix as well, which hasn't been used by at least Autismos yet. Ubu, on the other hand, has used Yap Yap, so they can't do that. Then again, I mean, nothing wrong with just picking Pavium here and using your limousines. Let's go. So guys, Autismos is already on match point here. Just one more victory and they've got the grand finals in the bags. Proudmeister over here in the blue. And he's got his fluffy buddy over here, Charlie. They're playing as the classic leaders, Atriox and Cutter. On the other side, we've got Luminal Candy. And we've got Legit Demise. They are, whoops, they are playing as Arbiter and Cutter. If it comes down to it, these leaders are what's left. I just pressed both buttons accidentally. Well, let's hope we get more games in this series. It would be. It's never great when it's a full sweep in the finals, but it happens. You know, we don't always get the meta play script to play out, which would be going to max size. Sometimes that just doesn't work out. Looks like the pick-me-ups have been distributed fairly evenly between the teams. No big deal there. Everybody should be getting their own minis first and foremost, as it's just making no sense to really rush for enemy minis. Capturing them isn't gonna give you all that much of an advantage because these guys can already produce. Bedrock is probably the most egregious example of it because there's so many minis. Okay, maybe you'll steal 2 as a team, right? And the other team will be pumping at you from 4 buildings. And you don't have barracks on these, so you still have to make those, but units are already there shooting at you. You're not gonna succeed. Even if you take your own starting units and stuff. However, if somebody gets doubled in the slightly later stages, if the other guy is out of position, if you can set up a 2v1 like that, you can do massive damage because the map is just huge. Have we been not doing the votes? Not today, because there's only 16 viewers on Twitch. I mean, it's extremely low viewership and not many people engage with that anyway. So if we have like a pro league with 50 viewers, then yeah, there's a point, but there's 16. I'll set it up and most of the time nobody does a bet. So I'm just chilling right now. I really hope the players find the commentary useful after the fact. That's the main purpose of these amateur leagues anyway, that they get the experience, get told hopefully a few good things, and can implement that to do better next time or in the Rising Star and stuff like that. Oh, the suicide grunts are getting teleported into the army. Unfortunately for them, a lot of them crashed into the Chosen, who tanked it with the shields. Still, a lot of Marines have died, but overall, it wasn't that tragic for Team Blue. And they've still got plenty of snipers to chase these guys down with, so it was a good idea. But Luminal Candy is now floating a million resources, hasn't put down an extra base, doesn't have a third generator coming up. And yeah, there's gonna be Marauder spam, that's great, but I just think this isn't enough, really. Now, Legit is gonna put down his base, but he's firmly locked into tier 1 here, as they only have 1 power node. Team Blue, meanwhile, is getting themselves their 3rd and potentially 4th if they really want it. Ooh, careful with the mines. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch! I guess he cleaned up the mines, you could say. The Russian way. No German efficiency allowed this time. Hey, where's the Charlie expansion, by the way? He can afford it. Let's see it. Oh, I think he might have just clicked. Which would be great, because it's the right moment to do it. And the ODSTs get dropped in there. There's a plasma bolt as well. Another ODST. Stasis Mine isn't gonna detonate there. Snipers doing massive amounts of work. All the tier 2 units are getting owned. That's very unfortunate because we foregone the third generator for this kind of stuff, you know. Team Autismos is just doing so well. Great work. The ODSTs will definitely be cleaning this up. I just don't think that Team Uwu has anything left behind this. I mean, they barely have units, right? And if this whole gang just ends up showing up here right now, what are you gonna do about it? There's ODST satchels that are nearly ready to go, right? Good thing there's no marine grenades, but I can tell you this watchtower isn't gonna help. Meanwhile, the snipers can open up on that infantry. And guys, I think we might be looking at the 3-0 scenario. I like the idea behind the shrouds. That was cool in the other series, but there's not enough meat in this army to really make this work, you know. Not at this point. This has snowballed the moment the guys took over. 3 power nodes expanded and got away with that hero. It's on 1 star now. The archer missiles get dropped in. Legit is losing his buildings. There's a Warthog coming out, sure, but I'm afraid it's just not enough. Looks like the garage and the supply pad will be taken down there. On the last turret now. Legit needs every little bit of help he can get. And even the shrouds can shoot down the chosen projectiles completely point blank if it's at the base. The beam is gonna hit the squad. Fortunately, that was teleport for the Arbiter there. By a moment, but the moment's not gonna cut it at this rate. The Marines are tearing down all the air units. There's just so many of them. They are also combat tech, I think. Yep, they are. So now they can help with grenading the base down if they want. And the ODST satchels are probably off cooldown by now again. Yes. Looks like it. Good plasma bolt on one of them. That'll buy some time, but there's still these 2 satchels that are gonna take the base down a bit. I guess the engineers can heal the base to buy some time, but see that? The ranger comes in and there's so many snipers it just gets one shot. Brutal stuff. Chuck's bulwarker is ready. Meanwhile, the Nightingale slowly fixing up the infantry as well. Engineers are getting taken out. Marauders are nice, but not that nice. They're just not that damaging, you know. Last engineer's down. Well, the drop turret's good, but there's a Nightingale smoke for that. That's gonna be a solid sweep from Team Autismos. Well done. And congrats to Uwu as well for the 2nd place. But Autismos are the champs for this final amateur tournament for the foreseeable. Guys, if there's ever going to be some kind of release for Steam, I think we'll get enough new players to do this again. But with the way things are, I think it's going to be extremely important for everybody to reach out to Xbox and Halo Studios and participate in that whole little campaign we've got going on at the moment. There will be a podcast episode we'll do with Sean about it. So keep an eye out for that, and please support our efforts to, you know, request the game to get on Steam. Unfortunately, there's just not enough players. There's just not enough players, not enough viewers. And we just can't do money tournaments for 20 viewers, unfortunately. We're going to be focusing on Pro League and Rising Star going forward. Tomorrow I'll be having a thing for you to sign up to the next Pro League, and then we'll do a Rising Star, then a Pro again, then a Rising Star, and then season's done. Then I'll take a short summer break myself, and we'll start over once again with a more focused set of tournaments. And that probably also means bigger prize pools individually, but overall maybe a little bit less across the entire season. Like this season we really went all out and it absolutely didn't work. So that's a little bit sad. We had a good amount of sponsorships anyway, but they're cut off now. So that's definitely a bit of a struggle bus situation for us. I'll also make a separate video about that whole topic. We are not stopping the tournaments. It's just gonna be Pro League. It's gonna be Rising Star League and not Amateur. But we're not done. We're not done. Don't worry. It just needs to be scaled back a little bit, and the individual tournaments will be cooler and bigger. So that's I think the important part. But we'll do fewer of them. That's really the outcome of that. Okay, ladies and gents, I think that's gonna be it. Let's finish up this tournament. Let's hand out the medals to the gamers. We've got Autismos at first place, Ubu at second place, Conclube at third place, and Smirking Dog at fourth place. So congrats to all the players. Reach out please for payment information, business, and you'll get your moolah as well, your little pizza money. And I hope everybody will also be in the upcoming Pro and Rising Star tournaments. It's all open to pretty much everyone, right? So if you're not a top 8 player, you can play Rising Star, and everybody can play Pro League. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Thanks very much for watching. We're going to be finding somebody to raid now over on Twitch. And you guys can follow and subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. Deku is doing some show match biz at the moment as well. It looks like it's Aatrox and Checho's playing there, a best of 7. And you guys are probably going to get the tail end of it. So take a look at that. Follow there as well. Thanks, guys. See you around. Join the Discord. Make an account on our website. And I'll see you tomorrow.